A Russian fighter jet that was shot down by a Turkish F-16 with an air-to-air missile. You see the pilots there. They parachuted out of that Russian fighter jet, and as they fell to the ground, Syrians, we suppose, on the ground, shot them as they fell to earth. So let's watch this video.
Atma, esir geliyor, esir! Atma!
حاول اعلامي
Atma! Hayır! Attırma, esir alalım, esir! Esir, attırma!
الله اكبر الله اكبر
Atma!
All right, this is a very confusing scenario, to say the least, because a Turkish man can also be heard shouting, "Don't shoot at them, let's capture them alive." Rebels can also be heard yelling, "God is great." It's now unclear whether those pilots were killed during the shooting, during the landing. We don't know. Nick Payton-Walsh joins me now with more. You've watched this video. What do you see?
Well, I think it shows you really the absolute horror of the war that's been happening in Syria for years now. In the context, these are Russian fighter pilots who have been in their jets over this area, according to Turkish officials and sources on the ground, involved in a pretty intense bombing campaign of what Vladimir Putin says were terrorist targets in that area. So when this plane has been hit, whether it seems to have been by a Turkish F-16, according to both Turkish and Russian officials, the men parachute out, and as they come down to the ground, in contravention potentially of international law, but very much, I think, in keeping of the brutal nature of this war, they are a target, it seems, according to this video, of machine guns on the ground. Many of those different groups in that area have varying levels of radicalization or not. It's very hard to know exactly who is doing the shooting there. The cries you're referring to, taking them alive, well, you could potentially argue that a Russian pilot would be very valuable in a later prison swap, but at the same time, too, Allahu Akbar, a very normal cry to hear in all Syrian rebel fighting videos here. So what this video does appear to troublingly show is that those pilots, when they hit the ground, combatants, it's fair to say, though, until I think under international law, the moment when they left their aircraft and their parachutes opened, is that they've most likely hit the ground dead. And we do have other social media video that we're not showing you that purports to show one Russian pilot who seems to be dead. It isn't clear if they were caught alive and then killed, or shot in the air, or somehow injured fatally whilst ejecting from their aircraft.